Hello and welcome. If you're an Excel user, you already know just how powerful it can be. But what if you could make it even smarter? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through 3 really easy ways to use AI right inside Excel that will save you a ton of time and effort.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're staring at a spreadsheet, trying to remember the exact syntax for a VLOOKUP, or you're manually copying and pasting data to build that same weekly report again. It's that kind of friction that can make an amazing tool feel like a real chore.
Well, that is exactly where AI steps in. And I want you to think of it less as a replacement for you and more like your new co-pilot. It's there to handle all that tedious work so you can focus on what really matters, the insights. Let's see exactly how that works.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with a quick intro, then we're going to explore 3 different methods, starting with the simplest and working our way up. We'll begin with ChatGPT, then an add-in that brings AI right into your sheets, and finally, we'll look at full automation. Then we'll wrap it all up with a summary to help you get started.
So let's get started. We're going to begin with the most straightforward method and build from there, all the way up to full-blown automation. This way, you can find the perfect starting point for your own needs and really see how these tools build on top of each other.
So, our first method uses a tool you're probably already familiar with, ChatGPT. This is absolutely the easiest way to get started. Just think of it like having an on-demand Excel expert who can write and explain basically any formula you can dream up.
Okay, so let's imagine a really common scenario. Here we have a simple table of employee data, and our task is to calculate the average salary for employees based on their office location, which we're going to select from a drop-down menu.
Instead of digging through help forums or documentation, we're just going to ask ChatGPT. Now, the key here is being clear. We state our goal, average salary by office, and we give it context. We tell it exactly where the data is, in columns F and G. The better your prompt, the better the formula you're going to get back.
Now check this out. ChatGPT gave us a perfectly functional formula, but it hard-coded the text United States directly into it. What we really need is for this to be dynamic. But here's the cool part. With one tiny change, just replacing that text with a reference to our drop-down cell, I-12, the formula is now perfect and updates automatically. So simple.
Let's try another one. This time, we want to filter the entire list of employees by their office. See how our prompt is better this time? We're explicitly telling it to reference the drop-down in cell I-12 right from the start. We learned from our first try, and because of that, we get the perfect dynamic formula on the first attempt.
Okay, so ChatGPT is like having an expert on call, which is incredibly useful. But what if that expert could actually live inside your spreadsheet and do the work for you right there in the cells? Well, that's our second method, bringing the AI directly into Excel.
To do this, we're going to install a simple add-in. Let's just walk through it together. First, you'll go to File, then click Get Add-ins. In the store that pops up, just search for GPT. You'll want to find the one called GPT for Excel Word. Click Add, and the very last step is to connect it with your API key from your OpenAI account. And once that's all set up, something really cool happens. This is a game changer. You now have a whole new set of functions right inside Excel, and they all start with equals GPT. This means you can command an AI just like you'd use any other formula, like sum or average. And this shows you just how powerful that can be. Imagine you have a column of notes for different sales leads. With just a single formula, you can ask the AI to draft a short, personalized email for you by referencing the notes in the cell right next to it, in this case, cell C2. So the most important part is this. You write that formula once, then you just drag it down the entire column. Instantly, you can generate hundreds of custom emails. And you can use this for anything. You could translate text with the GPT Translate function, for example. Oh, and here's a pro tip for you. To work with the text it generates, just copy the cells and then paste as values. That turns the formula results into plain text.
All right, on to our final and most powerful method, full automation. Now this one's a bit more advanced because it uses a little bit of code and an outside tool. But please don't worry, it's surprisingly straightforward when you break it down. This is how you build those workflows you can run with just a single click.
First things first, we need to activate a part of Excel that's usually hidden by default, the Developer tab. You can think of this as the command center for all of Excel's automation tools, including something called Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA for short.
And enabling it is super simple. Just go to File, then click Options. From there, select Customize Ribbon. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see a list.
Just find Developer and check the box right next to it. Click OK, and that's it. It'll pop up in your ribbon.
The next piece of the puzzle is something called a webhook. I know, it sounds technical, but it's much simpler than you think. The absolute best way to think about a webhook is like a private phone number, but for apps. You give Excel this special URL, and it can call it to securely send your data to another program.
Now, this is the kind of VBA code that you can get ChatGPT to write for you. And I know, code can look a little intimidating, but here's the secret. You only have to change one single line. Right here where it says Your Webhook URL, you just paste in that private app phone number we just talked about. That's literally it. The code is ready to go.
And this right here shows you the whole process from start to finish. In Excel, you create a button, let's call it Send Report, and you assign that code to it. Then, in an automation tool like Make.com, you set up a simple workflow. The webhook listens for the data, sends it to OpenAI to write a summary email, and then a final module sends that report out. One click in Excel, and the whole thing is done for you.
So there you have it. 3 really distinct ways to bring the power of AI into your spreadsheets, from getting some quick help to building a fully automated system. Let's just do a quick recap so you know exactly where to begin.
So to sum it all up, use ChatGPT as your external expert when you're stuck on a specific problem or need a formula. Use the GPT add-in when you want to generate or transform data in bulk, right inside a worksheet. And finally, build a full automation workflow for those complex, repetitive reports that you have to create over and over again.
Each of these methods really does unlock a whole new level of efficiency. So the only question left is, which routine, time-consuming task in your own spreadsheets are you going to automate first?